It's rare to find Republicans and Democrats agreeing on much in D.C., but there is one thing bringing both parties together: condemning the CCP for its ongoing human rights abuses. NTD's Steve Lance has more from the Capitol.
Republicans and Democrats are in lockstep calling out human rights abuses and genocide in China. They held a bipartisan hearing to examine the implication of holding the Winter Olympics in the communist country. They called on the International Olympic Committee to reassess its relationship with Beijing.
Xi Jinping and the CCP are persecuting believers and all manifestations of faith and spirituality, including Christians, Tibetan Buddhists, and Falun Gong practitioners, in ways not seen since the Cultural Revolution.
Democrats and Republicans alike said we can no longer turn a blind eye to Beijing's disgraceful human rights record in the face of profits.
I've said if we don't speak out against human rights violations in China for commercial reasons, we lose all moral authority to speak out for human rights anywhere.
The International Olympic Committee is no stranger when it comes to dealing with Beijing. In 2008, in spite of widespread calls to boycott the Beijing Olympic Games, they carried on business as usual.
The International Olympic Committee's shameful choice to hold the 2022 Winter Olympics in Beijing and other cities in China sadly makes the Olympics an immediate focal point for our consideration. How did it come to this moment where an event designed to uplift the human spirit is being held in a nation that is crushing the human spirit?
Human rights activist Young-Jin Lee says the international community is at risk of becoming a tool in the CCP's soft power strategy.
I'm calling on the U.S. and its allies to do the following: initiate a joint political boycott of the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, urging businesses and athletes not to participate in the Games.
Democrat Congressman from Massachusetts, James McGovern, thinks this is a necessary approach.
An announcement to postpone the 2020 Tokyo Games was made only 4 months before it was scheduled to start. If we can postpone an Olympics by a year for a pandemic, we can surely postpone an Olympics for a year for a genocide.
Voices around the world are calling to boycott the 2022 Beijing Winter Games. But is the International Olympic Committee listening? In the wake of the CCP virus pandemic, many eyes are certainly watching how they respond. Steve Lance, NTD News, Washington, D.C.